Jake leaned against the bar, his eyes fixed on Sarah, the gorgeous woman he'd been chatting with all night. He thought they had a connection, but as he attempted to text her later, he could practically feel ice forming over their budding rapport. "Hey, what are you up to?" he typed, heart racing with hope. A few minutes later, the dreaded silence lingered like an unwanted guest. "He ignored you? Well, now she's going to regret it." Deep in thought, Jake replayed the night in his head. He had shared laughs, compliments, even a few personal stories. Yet here he was, facing the all-too-familiar rejection of a cold screen. It struck him. Why did she seem interested one moment and then fade away the next? Across the room, Sarah received his message but hesitated. She had liked Jake enough, but something felt off. What was keeping her from replying? Unbeknownst to Jake, he had unknowingly stepped into a psychological trap most men fall into. The very effort he put into trying to impress her could easily spin into the opposite intention, making him appear needy. As Jake wrestled with his thoughts, he remembered a recent conversation with his friend Mark, a self-proclaimed dating guru who had shared a simple but powerful trick. If you want real interest, shift the focus away from yourself. Use a playful tease or a question that creates a challenge. Intrigue her, make her wonder. Determined to regain control of the situation, Jake sat up straight and cracked his knuckles, guided by the wisdom of his friend. Instead of dwelling on his initial anxious text, he decided to send a message that was bold, playful. "I just realized I haven't met someone who can outsmart my trivia game yet. You in?" With those few words, Jake was no longer asking for validation. He was presenting a challenge, an adventure, something that required Sarah's participation and sparked curiosity. This shift put the power back in his hands. Would she take the bait? Sarah stared at her phone, internal conflict swirling within her. She chewed her bottom lip, her brow knitting slightly in thought. The laughter they shared replayed in her mind, but the unease lingered, whispering doubts and insecurities. What if he's just a player? She mused. Yet something about Jake intrigued her, his charm, his warmth. The playful challenge he now texted felt like a lifeline thrown amidst her swirling emotions. As she considered her response, she noticed the small crease in her forehead relax. Curiosity sparked. Perhaps this wasn't just a typical night after all. She wanted to dive deeper into this unexpected connection. Renewed energy surged through her, pulling her away from the edges of hesitation. A power dynamic was beginning to shift, and she felt it, a surge of excitement mixed with a hint of challenge. Meanwhile, Jake felt a rush of satisfaction as he sent the challenge. He no longer felt like a mere participant in Sarah's uncertainty. He had stepped into a role of intrigue. Leaning back against the bar with a smirk, he relished the potential of her response, that dance of anticipation. He was shifting the narrative. Clutches of need, giving way to playful confidence. Suddenly, his phone buzzed, interrupting his train of thought. "I'm in, but only if you promise to go easy on me. I've been known to lose to a few trivia champions," she replied, a hint of flirtation shimmering in her words. The playful banter ignited excitement in Jake's chest. This moment, the switch from a mundane text to a playful challenge, altered everything. It was a reminder of power dynamics in romantic pursuits. Insight meant stepping out of your comfort zone, fostering connection rather than searching for validation. So, what's the takeaway? In reaching out, draw from playfulness rather than desperation. Challenge and intrigue can forge deeper connections. We all have the power to shift dynamics. Engage with lighthearted confidence. If you felt the sting of rejection or the awkward silence after a text, try this strategy. Embrace the fun and watch how intrigue can reshape your relationships. Like, comment, and subscribe if you found this helpful. Let's foster genuine connections together.